happening again. It's happening again. Ugh. When will people learn?
Angela stepped out of the office she had been loitering in to see Harold stomping through the dark corridor. He waved his hands in absolute grief. Harold was a person of average height and was dressed in a faded and dirty dark gray suit, a white shirt, and a worn yellow tie. A pair of glasses were forever resting on his small nose. A single crack stretched across the right lens, but it wouldn't break beyond that. When Harold was alive, he had been one of the rising stars in the finance department. That was before the incident. Harold never really noticed the large, deep groove carved into his throat. Given his state, it was little more than a slot, as if he were a mailbox. He stopped in a common area where multiple offices were situated. The room was dark, which made sense considering there was no direct electricity coming into the building. Daylight poured in from the windows, which were covered in dust. Angela wore a filthy crimson dress, a pair of matching red heels, and her fingernails were painted orange. Angela had long, dark brown hair tied into a bun at the back of her head. A bullet hole was on the side of her head, right about her left ear. Angela yawned a little and stretched.
What are you griping about now, Harry? Jeez, always with the noise. Being dead is bad enough without your constant jabbering.
I don't jabber. You booze jockey. I'm letting you know we have intruders.
God, booze. I wish I could drown myself in some good whiskey. I wouldn't even have to be good. I'd settle for the swill that Monty's pub used to serve.
Aren't you listening to me? We have intruders.
Did someone say intruders? It's about time. I've been bored to death. Get it? Kill me. Well, I didn't. Mortimer did.
Oliver walked from down the hall, dressed as he always had, a janitor jumpsuit, with his name stitched in cursive lettering on the right breast of his breast. His name tag was a patch that had been given to him after he completed his initial probation many years ago. He was a bald man with a big smile and a pair of bright blue eyes. Though he had no visible sign of his demise, Oliver had been thrown from the 15th floor.
Ugh, I hope Mortimer doesn't find out. He's so over the top. And besides, there are too many of us trapped here as it is.
You're damn right there is. But do you think he cares about that? No, not at all.
Another woman, one dressed in an outdated and faded brown skirt, a yellow blouse, and a pair of black flats, wandered down the hallway. She had brown hair that was tied into a ponytail. Karen was one of the more unlucky specters trapped within the confines of the building. Her face had been torn open, with large sections of blood-red flesh still exposed. Her eyes appeared to be sliced open, but she could still see out of them.
Now what's with all the racket? You're liable to wake the dead.
That's what I'm trying to avoid. If Mortimer finds out.
Ooh, finds out what?
Harry's all bent out of shape because there are intruders in the building.
Really? Finally, some excitement.
That's what I said. So, Harry, what kind of intruders are we talking about anyway?
I've told you 1,000,000 times. It's Harold. I hate the name Harry. Ugh, it's so pedestrian.
Out with it, Harry. What kind of people are infiltrating? Criminals? More homeless people? What?
Worse. Teenagers. Or perhaps early 20-somethings. They are all the same. Too loud, too bold, too much everything.
Teenagers for real? What would they be doing in a place like this? Didn't they read the signs? Condemned, danger, no trespassing, keep out. Can they not read?
Even worse than their age. I think these intruders are journalists or something. No offense, Karen.
Oh, come on. When are you gonna get over that expose? It happened, you were defamed, then you died. Journalists can't hurt you anymore.
What makes you think they're journalists, Harold?
One of them has what appears to be a camera of some kind. The small kinds that living people use nowadays.
Wait. Are they acting all obnoxious in front of the camera? Well, more obnoxious than you find us, I guess. Everyone gets on your nerves, man. Were you this high-strung when you were alive? No wonder you worked yourself to death.
To answer your question, yes, they are acting quite asinine.
Remember that group of urban explorers that came through here 20 years ago or so? They had a little camera too, and they were trying to document their exploration of long-abandoned places.
Oh yeah, I remember them. The residents used to live on the first floor scared them so badly that they left before Mortimer found out, right?
Yeah, that's right. Mortimer was so pissed off, he destroyed them all as soon as he found out.
Oh yeah, I felt so bad for them. They were trying to spare them the same fate that we all suffered.
Yes. Well, as soon as Mortimer does find out, he's going to add to our number, which means we'll have even more annoying personalities trapped here forever.
Wait, are they here?
Harold, Angela, Oliver, and Karen peered down the dark and gloomy corridor toward where the elevators were located. As they were on the 5th floor, the likelihood that Mortimer, who was on the 18th floor, would hear the sound of the elevator was quite slim.
Hello? Is someone there?
The voice of someone trailed in the silence of the abandoned office building. Even though she was certain the living couldn't see her, Angela still shifted her back so it was against the wall. The others stayed out in the open, unfazed by the presence of someone new.
Oh, why are they here? They must have seen me use the elevator. Well, this is just lovely.
A trio of living people exited the elevator, and they were dressed in bizarre outfits. One of the teenagers wore bright orange slacks, some colorful shoes, and a purplish mesh sleeveless shirt. He was a young man of exceptional physique. He had some kind of beeping monitor. The second teen was a young woman, and she had bright green and bright pink hair, making her resemble a living snow cone. She wore shabby black clothing with various cuts and holes in the shirt and pants. The young woman also wore a pair of black knee-high boots with spikes in the front of the boot. She had a recording device, and she was waving it all around her in slow circles. The last person had a bright green beard, but they were bald. They wore a plaid long-sleeved shirt, a pair of jeans, and a pair of dark brown boots. This individual held a small camera, and they were pointing it at the other two.
This is where the elevator stopped. They must be here. Come out, wherever you are.
Maybe we should leave whoever that was alone? I mean, it could be a drugged-out homeless guy. Or maybe a serial killer.
Or maybe it's a ghost. Can't you both feel it? It's cold as shit in this area. Much chillier than over by the elevators.
Oh, can you feel it? They're so warm.
Shush. They might hear you.
Psh, they can't hear us. They're alive and blunted to the greater aspects of the universe.
Now I think she's right. You see that? They have one of the spirit recorders.
The fit living person pressed a little side button on the device he was holding. It immediately whined loudly.
Whoa, you're right. We've got EMF like crazy. Are you getting all this? We are streaming, aren't we?
You bet your ass we are. We have 2 million viewers right now.
2 million?
The young woman and man turned toward the camera.
All right, everyone watching from home? We are currently exploring the haunted ruins of the famous Niebler building. Even now, we can feel the icy tendrils of the unliving looming around us. See the goosebumps on my arm?
Are there any spirits with us? Is there anything you'd like to say?
I have something to say. Get out of my building! Get out!
Ooh, I'm trapped in the boiler room. Ooh, help me!
Definitely stay off the top floor, you bunch of dumbasses.
I can't wait to examine the footage later and see if we picked anything else up. Since it's so late in the day, we're gonna start setting up our base camp so we can spend the night.
Whew, I really hope we don't get murdered by drifters. Stay tuned and we'll return tonight for our ghost hunting extravaganza.
The living people drifted into one of the larger rooms, which once served as a conference room. Angela, Oliver, Harold, and Karen watched them leave, and all but Harold was pleased by this new development.
Can you imagine ghost hunting? They didn't do that kind of stuff back in our day.
Oh, sure they did. Maybe not in the social circles you ran in, but in mine. Oh yeah, Ouija boards, going to haunted places, legends. I mean, why do you think I got trapped here? I heard about how haunted this place was and decided to come investigate.
Why do people like you fixate on such things? I avoided such abysmal notions, such as the supernatural at all costs. Despite that, I was sucked into this unending hell.
Angela opened her mouth to say something, but the living people exited the conference room.
Stay here while Todd and I go get all the equipment.
You want me to stay up here alone? What if there really is a murderous drifter hiding out in the building? Why can't Todd stay while I help you?
Oh, so you want me to get murdered by a drifter? Nice, P. Really nice.
That's not what I'm saying, jackass. Seriously, why did I let you two convince me to be third on your little escapades?
Because otherwise you'd be at home, spending your gap year at a minimum wage job that you hate while trying to figure out what your true calling is.
Trying to find out how to be a productive member of society is hard.
Well, until you figure it out, you're always welcome to pal around with us. Now, wait here, alone, in the possibly haunted abandoned structure while Rothy and me go get the rest of the shit. Hope you don't get murdered.
Ugh. I hope you get audited by the IRS and they send your ass to prison for tax fraud.
Yeah, maybe they'll let me share a cell with my dad.
Two of the living people moved toward the elevator, while the last, P, brought her arms close to her body. She nervously glanced about, not realizing how not alone she really was.
Should we try and scare them out of here before they get the bright idea to go to the top floor? I mean, Harry, you said yourself, you don't want them trapped here.
I most certainly don't. And it's Harold.
And what about you two? I mean, we're the only ones who haunt this floor, and no one is on the two above us, or the one below us. No one would ever know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, shipping was on the first floor, and somehow Mortimer found out. He's gonna find out even if it's not for years. Don't forget, he destroyed everyone in shipping 2 years after the incident.
That's because someone from shipping betrayed the others and told Mortimer. Are we all trustworthy?
I don't want them here, but at the same time, I won't be trying to spook them, if that's what you're planning.
Harold moved off toward one of the stairwells, but he glanced over his shoulders as he left.
This is me disengaging from whatever machinations you might be coming up with. I can't betray you if I don't know, and I want no part of what it is either.
The trespassers returned with several large bags and boxes. P assisted them with the unpacking and the setup of technology. Oliver and Karen left Angela alone with them, but they both promised to consider doing something. Angela watched them with a growing knot in her stomach, even though her stomach was just an echo of her previous mortal coil. The living person with the beard sat at the computer, and they were listening to some headphones, while the other two went through testing various pieces of equipment. About 20 minutes passed or so, but the bearded person took off the headphones and waved to their friends.
Dudes, we got something. It's garbled, but we picked something up on the recording.
Yes! I knew this place was haunted! I just knew it! I'll take this over murderous drifters any day!
Speak for yourself. We can theoretically get away from drifters. Ghosts and demons are another matter entirely. Didn't you see the necklace? Or its Japanese original, necklace-su?
Oh, pish posh. Rothy, play it back!
Rothy pressed a few buttons on the computer, and then some slightly distorted voices played out over the speakers.
Get out! I'm trapped. Help me!
The top floor.
Angela's eyes opened wider, and she felt the crisp winter within her chest flicker with even more dread.
Something is trapped on the top floor. We have to check it out.
No, you don't. Leave now or stay forever, idiots.
We should check it out tonight!
Oh no. What have I done?
Yeah! Tonight is gonna be the best night ever!
It was, in fact, not the best night ever.